Hey, what's up? lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2024 Netflix original feature film, Spellbound. So Skydance, I believe, is the animation production company that made this film. I believe they made a lot of other Netflix animated films. I don't know what company did Magician's Elephant, which was also Netflix, which we just talked about. And I love the style of Netflix animation films. It's very specific, as most animation companies have their specifics. It's great. This is an hour 40 something, hour 48, 50, something like that. It's a little long, but this has music by Alan Menken in it, and I didn't know that. Halfway through the film, it's just one song after another and after another. I'm like, this is like Broadway caliber songs. Like, it has appropriate build up. The orchestra is grand. The songs are very Broadway. And I was like, who did the music for this? Looked it up, and it was Alan Menken, and I was like, oh, no wonder why. So it had that kind of Disney kind of Broadway feel to it, and it was such a great film. Not a lot of people like this film because it's so simple. And that's what makes it great. The animation is great. The cinematography is gorgeous. The coloring, the set design, the music, the score, great. What I love about this story is that it takes place in the middle. We have main character Elion, who's voiced by Rachel Ziegler. She tells a very quick narrative in the beginning to you, the audience member, of how her parents were in the dark forest and somehow turned into monsters, and it's been that way ever since for a year. And she doesn't know how she's gonna, keep hiding them away from the kingdom, kind of a thing, right? They're all elves, but they don't actually use the word elf, but they're elves because they have full pointed ears. There's a lot of different other mythological kind of creatures throughout, hybrid animals, chimeras. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting setting because it's not specifically said, oh, well, that is a blankety blank referencing this cat with wings or this other type of snow leopard cat with wings. Nobody is actually named in regards to the species. It's just like, this is the character who's going to help me next, kind of thing. And I like that. I like how simple it is. It's not giving so much lore, so much mythology to the place, so much explanation of what character is from where and who's related to whom when, and we don't need any of that. Parents are turned into monsters. Today's my 15th birthday. How do I change them back? And that's it. We start in the middle. We start in the middle of the story. So then she tries to contact some oracles. Nathan Lane is one of them, absolutely hysterical. And then it's a matter of then the monsters escape. You have to take them to the dark forest. You have to get them into the lake of light. And that's the only way to break the spell, basically. So the spellbound of it is to break the spell at the lake of light. But it's the quest to get there. What happens when you face the quicksand? What happens when you meet the squirrel flying splick things, whatever they're called, in that cave? All these different things. The cave with the echoes and stuff. It was just so cool. It was so vibrant. It was vivid. I was learning as we go. Darkness within light, light within darkness, overcoming, hope, things of that nature. Things changes for the better. All of the simple life lessons throughout this film, it's so simple, it's perfect. And that's why that's why so many people didn't like this film, because it was so simple. There was no grand scheme of villainy. There's no, you have to do this by this time or the world's going to end. None of that catastrophic, apocalyptic stuff. Very simple. My parents are monsters. I have to get this fixed. What do? This is how we do it. All right, let's go. That's it. Short, sweet, to the point. Sometimes less is more. And I think this is a perfect example of less is more. This doesn't have to be extravagant to figure out how to get from point A to point B to point C. It is convenient that there's extravagant creatures and doodads and things as we go along in this mythological lore, but it's not a true diving into every minute detail of lore. It's just this is what it is. And so it is. I like that. In your face, up front, straight to the point. No getting around it. No twists and turns, no underlining meanings or anything. It's very straightforward. I definitely enjoyed this film. I definitely enjoyed the musicality of it. I definitely enjoyed the quickness of the story. Even though it was like an hour, 50 minutes, it doesn't feel like it. I don't understand why so many people needed this to be grander when it's grand enough. I don't know what else you need. You don't need anything else. That's the point of this. You don't need anything else. Change. That's the point of this. Wonderful. Spellbound's 2024 Netflix original film. On to the next review. Mahalo.